Hi, welcome to Daily Dose of Anime Recaps. In this video, we'll be taking a look at episodes 17 through 20 of Swallowed Star. We're at the end of the century. A mysterious virus known as the RR virus appears in Earth's atmosphere, killing 2 billion people and mutating animals into monsters. In an attempt to destroy these monsters, the governments of the world used nuclear weapons. While the monsters survived, human civilization was all but wiped out. 5 nations survived and formed an alliance, providing shelter for humanity in large bases. Much like the animals of Earth, the humans have also gained powers, allowing some of them to become warriors, humanity's defenders against the monsters that plague the planet. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to make sure you don't miss the next episodes. The dragon misses Luo Feng as it attacks him and lands on a building, cracking the support pillars. Luo Feng destroys the support pillars and the building crumbles on top of the army of smaller monsters. The Iron Dragon continues to attack him, missing every time, but not giving up. He decides the only way to get away without it following him is to fly into the clouds. Luo Feng foolishly forgets that the skies over City 003 are full of monsters, and he's attacked by 5 flying eagle monsters. They pursue him, and he flies down quickly, timing it just right, so as the Iron Dragon pounces, it misses him and takes out the flying monsters behind him. The Iron Dragon continues to pursue him, and as he runs through the buildings, he finds out the hard way that he cannot take cover in them because the Iron Dragon just plows through. Luo Feng decides to use the subway tunnels under the city to escape, as the Iron Dragon can't fit through them. We then cut to the 2 gods of war discussing the mysterious master who stole the egg, and say that whoever it is must be as strong as a god of war. Luo Feng makes it safely out of the tunnel, but ends up coming out of it right where the Polonus clan and Huya squad are hanging out. They prepare to attack him, and he asks the Polonus clan to stay out of it, as his grudge has never been with them. The young master of the Polonus clan says when Luo Feng fought with him earlier, he had embarrassed him, and that is unforgivable. He admits that he loves collecting the skulls of young gifted warriors, such as Luo Feng, because he hates people who are better than him. Lu also deduces that Luo Feng stole treasure from the dragon while it fought the gods of war. Luo Feng admits that it is a dragon's egg, and the captain of the Huya squad says they should kill him and split it. Luo Feng throws the dragon's egg in the air as he attacks Lu, and the Huya squad catches it, but Charon impales him with a blade to take the egg for himself. Lu uses his flying blades hidden in the bag to then kill Charon as he opens it. Lu begins to pummel Luo Feng. Luo Feng thinks he has the drop on him when he uses his flying knives, but Lu catches them from the air. As he's distracted by the knives he caught, Luo Feng uses the knives he had attacked with earlier to kill him, revealing himself to be a spirit master. He tells the young master of the Polonus clan that he'll spare him since he never actually attacked him, but the young master flies into a rage, saying he's the genius, not Luo Feng, and he attacks. Luo Feng easily cuts his leg with a flying blade and leaves, warning him that monsters will have heard the battle and they'll be coming. As he leaves, a lion monster appears behind the young master. The head of the Polonus clan gets a notification that the bodyguards of his son are dying and frantically orders someone to get a god of war nearby to go help. But as far as the man searching can tell, there are none. He says he can't search the Palace of Gods database without clearance, and a blonde woman in Polonus clan armor, the young master of the Polonus clan's mother, rushes in and gives him authorization. Meanwhile, we see Luo Feng running, thinking about how he has no proof he killed the other warriors in self-defense, rather than in cold blood. The 2 gods of war who were hunting the dragons meet the head of the Polonus clan and his wife. They say that while their son was killed by the monsters, the other warriors were killed by a spirit master. They run forensics on the area and determine that it's a spirit master as powerful as a god of war, who intentionally hides their strength and so is a lower level. Vanina Polonus, the young master's mother, declares a reward of $100 billion to whomever can lead them to the killer, in hopes that he will tell his family and friends, and one of them will turn him in. News spreads of the reward as various members marvel at how much is being offered. Meanwhile, Luo Feng is patching his wounds inside a building in City 003 while a storm rages. He has nightmares of the Polonus clan members he killed. He wakes up and receives a call from Captain Gao Feng, asking where he is and what's taking so long getting back. Initially suspicious of his motives, Luo Feng gets nervous, but Captain Gao Feng sets him at ease, reminding him that the members of Firehammer team are his brothers. He calls Zhu Xin and tells her that he's on a mission alone, and he's depressed. They make small talk talk about her school, and he thinks to himself that if he is accused of murder, he probably won't get to talk to her like this anymore. He practices his 9 thundering saber skills on a herd of buffalo monsters and finds that he's improved greatly. He heads home the next day and enacts a 4-step plan. Step 1, tell no one about what happened. Step 2, upgrade his warrior status so as not to look suspicious for staying the same level, as well as collect the senior warrior bonus. Step 3, buy volume 4 of the 9 thundering sabers to get stronger. Step 5, find a way to give the iron dragon egg to an institute without revealing himself as the one giving it. He makes a deal through the black market to have someone else deliver it, and as he leaves, his brother watches him zip the egg in the bag and gets a text from his girlfriend's parents asking him to leave their daughter. Luo Feng arrives in the largest city in the nation to drop off the egg when his mother calls him saying to come home as something has happened to his brother. We see the doctor tell Luo Feng's parents that his brother will survive, and they explain to Luo Feng that he wheeled himself into the pond in the park. Xingkong happened to have been doing exercises in the park and saved him. He decides that he must find a way to earn enough money to buy the water of life to fix his brother's legs. He meets up with an agent at a hotel and decides to reveal as little as possible. The agent scans the egg and determines it is alive and is excited as his buyer needs living embryos for his RR virus research. The agent transfers 5 billion to Luo Feng's account and remarks that Luo Feng has the highest international security on his account. The agent promises to keep their deal a secret. As Luo Feng returns, a girl asks if he is Luo Feng and explains that she is his brother's ex-girlfriend. She gives him a letter to pass on to his brother. His brother begins to say that he should never love anyone because he's disabled and that he's giving up. Luo Feng smacks him out of the chair and calls him a coward, then hugs him and hands him the letter. His girlfriend writes in the letter that she is not giving up on their relationship and hopes he won't either. He tells his brother about the water of life and shows him his bank account, promising to get him the water of life so he'll be able to walk again. Meanwhile, one of the Polynis clan's employees shows them 26 suspects, stating the various motives, one of them being a grudge against the Huya Squad. Vanina reminds her husband that Huya Squad had been attacked by someone before their son was killed. She also notes that if he had been plotting the assassination for a long time, he likely would not have been wearing a communications watch, and so wouldn't be on the suspect list at all. The head of the Polynis clan orders his men to check the list one by one, as well as to expand the search to anyone who would possibly have a motive. We then see Luo Feng training, and Wu is amazed at how far he's come in such a short time. Luo Feng thinks to himself that he has fought on equal grounds with Wu without using his spirit energy, and that with it, he could probably take on a god of war. After he leaves, Wu makes a call to request a special trainer for Luo Feng. As he has so much potential, he needs a special trainer to hone it. We then cut to Luo Feng talking about the ARC program, an attempt for mankind to find other hospitable planets in the universe, but the ARCs were destroyed by monsters before the program could even launch. We see Martial Club Commissioner Lu Yang meet up with Martial Club President Zhao. They begin to discuss Luo Feng's progress. We then see Luo Feng meet up with the rest of the Firehammer team. They explain to him that every year the Martial Club sends 2 to 3 particularly talented warriors in for special training, and that he qualifies for it. He is initially excited, but the rest of the team worries that with Zhang Ke gone, if Luo Feng is also gone, they'll not be able to make it as a team. The rest of the team decides that if he leaves, they will have to retire. He is now faced with a tough decision, as the training would definitely be good for him, but his departure would be bad for the team. He gets a message as he's thinking. The entire team gets a message for an emergency rescue in City 023. As they suit up, Commissioner Lu Yang and President Zhao talk with Wu about Luo Feng, deciding that at the level he's at, he needs the highest level of training. They then receive a notification that the Wang family has demanded they give a highly qualified candidate to them. They will tell the media that the club reserves places for well-connected people. The commissioner decides to fly out to the wilderness to bring Luo Feng in from his mission to give to the Wang family. Meanwhile, Firehammer team is struggling to keep up with Luo Feng. He tells them just to focus on getting to the people in need of rescue while he clears the way of monsters. They note that Luo Feng's bodily movements are almost at the highest level, but soon become surrounded by a horde of monsters, led by a giant rock bear monster. Luo Feng unleashes the 9 thundering saber level 3 on it and knocks it back, as well as several smaller monsters, but it gets back up. The commissioner orders his pilot to drop him off, saying he'll take care of things as fast as he can and get Luo Feng. As he drops from the plane, all of the smaller monsters leap for him, and he kills them all in a single attack, stunning everyone, including Luo Feng. The commissioner then dispatches the giant rock bear in another attack, completely dismantling it in an instant. Luo Feng wonders if he is a god of war, and the remaining monsters flee in fear. The pilot confirms that the commissioner is indeed a god of war, and Luo Feng says that he's legendary, and he heard of him a long time ago. He asks Luo Feng to go back with him for a better position, but Luo Feng begins to worry about the fate of Firehammer Team. Captain Gao Feng tells him that he can't stay on Firehammer Team forever, as he has bigger and better things ahead of him, and they begin to have flashbacks to all of the adventures the team has had together. Back at headquarters, Luo Feng is informed that he's not just going for special training, but for an even rarer training, where only one person is selected from each base city every 5 years, and every instructor is at least a god of war. He's told that Hong and Thunder, the top two most powerful men on Earth, will be instructors as well. There will also be treasures from the old civilization before Earth's nations fell. This training camp is called Elite Training Camp.